If you are a big fan of cars, then you know that there is no shortage of car shows. No matter what your taste is, you are bound to find something that suits and excites you. Car SOS is, however, a show that fits almost all preferences. It is a British automotive car show that airs on National Geographic. It started in 2013 and is still on the air today after 9 years. It follows Fuzz, Townshend, and Tim Shaw all over UK and Europe. These hosts work using specialized restoration teams to work on classic cars, which are usually severely damaged. The best part about the show is its surprise feature. The cars are nominated for restoration by a relative or friend of the owner, who is usually unable to finance the work themselves. These cars are then restored without the owner's knowledge. The hosts then surprise the vehicle's owner with the finished and restored car in a staged event. This is no ordinary car show. The presenters Fuzz and Tim have made this show great by making the dreams of deserving people come true. They steal away a classic car that is a rusty wreck on every episode, and in just a few weeks of workshop fun and hard graft, they produce a masterpiece. Several famous faces have appeared on the show over the years, where they help in the transformation and reveal. These include Sir Sterling Moss, Sir Roger Moore, and James Nesbitt. The show also features Ross Kemp, who is a TV hardman and musician, plus Rick Wakeman. They take part in an episode where they restored a wreck in 7 days. So far, the series has had 9 seasons and restored almost 100 cars. They've worked on all sorts of vehicles, from boy racers to bubble cars. Their selection of cars is enough to make any petrolhead salivate. Ferrari-engined Fiat Dino, an Aston Martin DB6, a wartime Austin truck, a Capri RS 3100, etc. As of May 2018, some of the best cars have been on display at the British Motor Museum, which is part of the Car SOS exhibition, and most of the beloved vehicles from the show can be seen at various car shows around Britain. The hosts have also become the most beloved presenters on TV, and this show is still going strong. Let's get to know the presenters. Tim Shaw. Tim Shaw has been a presenter for speech-driven shows in almost all the big radio shows in the UK over the last 17 years. He has won more than 14 comedy awards and the EMAP's Speech Broadcaster of the Year. He has a show on Bauer's Rock FM station, The LOL Show. 5 years ago, he started hosting Extreme Male Beauty, which is a primetime series on Channel 4, among other shows. Fuzz Townshend. He is a mechanic, a classic car restorer, and a director of a vehicle restoration shop. Townshend is also a TV presenter, automotive journalist, and music producer. He has presented this show for 5 series, and his excellent eye for detail and quality restoration has gained him a worldwide reputation in this field. He is passionate about all things transport-related as well as classic car restorations. He does live automotive events and hosts lots of award shows. On top of his hosting gig, he also writes for magazines that deal with classic cars as a freelance journalist. What you will find interesting about him is that he is a drummer for one of the UK's most beloved bands, The Beat. His solo musical output is in the US and UK, and some of his material has been picked at least twice as a single of the week for BBC's Radio 1. Here are a few things you did not know about Car SOS Show. The owner was once aware. The show's premise is to surprise the owner with a fully restored car, but during a special feature that was 3 episodes long, the team was in the process of restoring a 1962 Austin Healey Sebring, where the owner was aware. This was a special car, as Sir Sterling Moss and Steve McQueen once drove it. After it was restored, it was placed in the Motor Museum in Britain for all to see. Shaw is a creative genius. The British Dyslexia Association certified Shaw as a creative genius. This is information that most people are unaware of. He has designed many products, including a rubberized ice cube tray and a folding walking aid. He was also the creative genius behind the fast flashing brake lights that usually shine when a car heavily brakes. Shaw's an ex-engineer. As per his qualifications, Shaw is actually an engineer. He studied product design and mechanical engineering at Oxford University through a scholarship. He was once named one of the youngest engineers, twice in 1992 and 1994. Fuzz is not just a mechanic. Fuzz has many talents. As mentioned above, one of his great skills is as a musician. He spent most of his years as a drummer. He is actually a semi-successful musician and has toured the US as part of the General Public Band. He actually had a single out and it did very well on the charts. He is also a master mechanic and has worked on almost everything from Fiats to Jaguars. The tight deadlines. For car enthusiasts, they assume that the hosts have the Rolls-Royce of shows as they work with supercars, but this duo team receives a strict deadline with each restoration, which is around 18 days. They must revive the car within that period, and as a result, they put in lots of hours each day to make the deadline. The dynamic duo. It does seem like the hosts have amazing chemistry. Yes, they do, and this is because they were friends long before they started hosting the show. Townshend is the one who actually invited Shaw to the show. They auditioned together, and before they even finished the audition, they were chosen to host Car SOS. Initially, this show had very low expectations, and those who knew them expected that their matchup would be disastrous. This is because they are polar opposites of each other, and with Townshend being the cool one and Shaw the wild card, this was clearly a recipe for disaster. But when they both started demonstrating some amazing and interesting chemistry online, the minds of their fans were totally blown off, and now they have become fan favorites. They do play favorites. All cars are certainly not equal, and they are therefore not loved the same way. After almost 100 restorations, you would assume that it would be difficult to have a favorite, but Shaw and Townshend have a few cars they love most. These are their top picks. According to Shaw, his favorite was a restored Porsche 365, while Townshend chose an AC Acisa as his favorite. A wrong turn. Even geniuses make mistakes, and surprisingly, Shaw has made a big mistake while working on his own car. He made a bad call with his Lotus Esprit and got the missus angry. At this time, he was a radio personality and flirted with a guest. This resulted in his car being sold for less than $100. Let's just hope that he learned his lesson. Hell really hath no fury as a woman scorned. He learned that the hard way. Townshend has a strange first love. Yes, he did. Before he became a sports car guy, Townshend loved buses. He had a passionate relationship with buses and actually took up an apprenticeship at a bus company. Before Car SOS, he was a totally different person, but thankfully he has been about restorations for a while, so we are lucky there. The thrilling reveals. This has to be the best part of the show, how the owners actually react to their own vehicles. Nothing beats seeing the look on a person's face and witnessing them rebirth their own car. Now, this one can go either of two ways. While Townshend and Shaw are always excited to show the owners their new cars, restoration can either mean making someone's dreams come true, or it means change, and not everyone loves to see change. The hosts have admitted that they are normally a little worried about whether the owner will appreciate the work they have done or not. Conclusion. Well, Car SOS is really a great show, and one that everyone can enjoy. Very few car shows last as long, and thanks to Disney+, you can now order the episodes on DVD and binge-watch the entire series. That's it for this video about Car SOS. If you haven't already, please leave a thumbs up for this video, and be sure to subscribe to our channel and turn the notifications on by clicking on the bell, so you can be notified whenever we put out a new video. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you in the next video.